muted. Caught that early this time. Thank you very much though, Rizzy, for that. I apologize once again. Welcome back once more, family, to another daily live stream. I cannot stop doing that. Seems like I can never get a break. To start again then, welcome back. Hopefully having a great day so far. Great start to the week. We have got quite a number of good updates to get through in today's content, in today's stream. The main two projects we look at in this community, I'd argue, of course, Kaspa first and foremost, our biggest conviction, and also an update in regards of Bittensor TAO. I did hear from somebody telling me that the kind of dev, if you will, he's taking a step back from the project, which I haven't seen that announcement just yet. Maybe it's just missed my timeline or something like that, or as I'm looking through the Bittensor Discord community right now as well, I don't see an announcement in regards of that. They look like they're still making updates relatively frequently as well. But Bittensor TAO's got a big update. Bittensor actually did very well earlier today, rallying up about 15% in value because they have finally got a new exchange listing where they were listed on Upbit, the biggest exchange in South Korea, which is really big. And then also we've got updates in regards to Kaspa, where Kaspa has now had confirmation from Caspathon that Casplex that they will be seeing stablecoins this month, which is huge. Very, very big news. We'll get to all of that stuff in this stream. And of course, any other queries or questions you have for me, feel free to throw them my way. And also the general market updates as well. But as always, family, as you enjoy the content, as you enjoy my frequent nature of always starting a stream while muted, then leave a like, share your friends, and subscribe for more. Welcome back again, family. Crypto Gosu was here first. Welcome back, my man. And you too, Rizzy, second. Hopefully having a great day so far. We had Marching Aries here. Yes, I know my audio was off. I turned my mic off. I muted it earlier because I was recording something and I didn't want to pick up my own audio. Apologies for that. Kryptoni, always here. And yes, I'm always muted. You're never going to catch a break from that. Welcome back, Keep Protocol, man. You're doing very, very well, my brother. That being said, welcome back, family, and the OGs once again. Let's get into the content first and foremost. So to start off with, we've got to look quickly at the market chart. We can see that Bitcoin currently valued at 67, almost 68,000. Currently rebounding off the bottom level of the support band right here. As I mentioned to the VIP community earlier today, because we had to push our executive roundtable from Sunday typically to today, we are anticipating hopefully a quieter week this week, but one that shows a little bit of relief. Of course, those who are in the VIP will know exactly what I'm referring to and as to why. And also, as I made the post about in the community channels here, the main talking point was NVIDIA, who is the front runner and leader for AI, confirming that this is now the time to invest in AI in finance, which is why we're now looking even closer into our asset playbooks, into our AI playbooks, and of course into Kaspa, being that it has capabilities to be utilizing AI in preparation for the entry zone. So when the market turns, we will be perfectly positioned to ride that wave upwards, because we are on the cusp of a huge rally. Now, how far away is still the question, whether it's a few months, few weeks. Time will tell. I'm still under the impression you'll see some big movements soon around the new Fed chair, Kevin Walsh, coming in. But as it stands right now, the longer the market stays down, the better it is for us to find these lower levels. All the signs suggest that 2026 is still going to be a massive, massive year. So Bitcoin currently at 68k, no bother to us right now. Ether at 1,970, not really moving much today right now either. You have Kaspa currently valued at 0.0317 or 3.17 cents, down 1.17% on the daily time frame, kind of just trading comfortably, consolidating within the support band right here. These are kind of the miniature zones within the support band we have here of 3.6 cents to 2.7 cents. And we're going to see a definitive move coming soon. My hope or my expectation right now, based on the incoming news and developments this week, you might see a bit of relief in Kaspa, therefore make a hopeful move up to 3.6 again, to which then you might see a bit of resistance. And that might then be a trigger for a short opportunity in Kaspa. That's what I'm currently analyzing. Of course, I'll be keeping minds and keeping tabs on what my traders are doing in my VIP as well, to see what their perceptions are on it as well, see what's happening. But a short trade from Kaspa here could be quite nice. And we do a sort of opportunity like that where our take profit would be down here around 2.7, in which odds that we reach that again, and the stop loss would be up here probably in and around 4 cents. But of course, that is purely based on, while that's the theory or the kind of the trade that I would take in the current position, that can easily change depending on what the markets are doing when Kaspa does reach that entry zone. Because you might see that developments between US and Iran are getting a bit out of hand and kind of escalating around the point. And that point, then it'd be probably a good trade to take. Or you might see that you're seeing some developments with the market structure bill, and therefore it may not be worthwhile taking a short. Again, you can't just purely go soft TA. You've got to analyze the fundamentals as well when you're doing investing. That's the only way, or my preferred way, to make my gains in the market. Appreciate the frequency of your vids, Jay. You're the GOAT. I appreciate it very, very much. I need to make more videos, in all honesty. I mean, I do the streams basically daily, and I'm very happy doing that. And I'm glad that we can talk every day to you all here. But I need to get back to doing video content. I have been very, very lazy on that front. Busy, granted, especially last week I was very busy, but I've been a bit lazy in that front as well. I only made one video last week on Kaspa, so I need to make a lot more. I plan to make a lot more this week. I know that on Thursday's live stream will probably be a little bit different because I'm meant to be going into central London with Levendi, with the blockchain banter crew, Web3 Poker. So the live stream on Thursday is going to probably be slightly different. I'm not sure how it's going to plan out just yet, but it's going to involve poker elements to it. So it won't be more so a market update as opposed to just kind of chilling and watching some lads playing Web3 Poker, I guess. But I'll make a better announcement probably close to the time in the Discord server, so make sure you keep an eye on the channels there as well. I know that Levendi has already made a post about it. I spoke about the Web3 Poker thing. Oh, look, there I am. I made a post about it a bit ago, I believe. I think. Okay, maybe you put it on another account. I'll find it at another point. But either way, that's happening on Thursday, so that'll be quite interesting. Welcome back, Nerve. You say, which stablecoins, USDC or USDT? Well, best believe it's both. So we'll get into the content right here and now before we get into any more of the questions and updates. So we can see it from Caspathon here. USDT and USDC on Casplex this month. That's big. Not saying in a month, this month. We are currently 12 days away, less than 2 weeks away from the end of February. So we're going to be seeing both Tether and Circle on Casplex by the end of this month, which is really big news. They're already on the mainnet and they're testing the bridge right now. So this is fantastic news. Very, very bullish. And we've already seen, as a screenshot that I showcased a while back, but I'll try and reload it right now as I am talking, that the bridges for the stablecoins will be Casplex, also with Ethereum and also with Binance Smart Chain as well, as we can see here. So Casplex layer 2, the USDC in this particular example here will be going towards Ethereum. We'll be able to bridge between Ethereum and also between Binance Smart Chain as well. So we're going to be getting two of the biggest and most trustworthy stablecoins coming to Casplex by the end of the month. That'll be able to bridge to Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain, which is very, very big news. Now, I do need to reiterate, because I'm still sure there's some people who believe that's going to be a price pumper. No. Markets are not in a position right now to pump. Especially, like, this is a big deal. By no means is it something we should just gloss over. It's huge having the two most well-renowned stablecoins, trustworthy stablecoins, on Kaspa finally. Be it natively or on the layer 2, it's still coming to Kaspa. That in itself is big. But that won't cause necessarily your euphoric God candles. And if someone's telling you it is, or if you believe it is, then you need to get out of 2021. This is fantastic and will help in bringing easier and more consistent revenue flows and liquidity into Kaspa, also increasing that interoperability. Kaspa being able to connect to Binance, to Ethereum, which is also very important. It's a necessity now as we are going to the evolving market. If you are not interoperable, you are going to become obsolete. But in itself, that's very, very big news. Very huge news indeed. So that's something we got to keep a close tab on and close eye on. And we also should remember as well, courtesy of Ashton and Pavel, that we spoke to more recently, that we will be seeing wrapped Ethereum as well as Tether and Circle coming to Igra Labs, courtesy of Hyperlane, when they go live. So as soon as Igra Labs go live on the mainnet, which currently they're testing the mainnet right now, but as soon as they're fully live on the mainnet, which best believe as soon as it is live, we'll have both Pavel and Ashton on this channel again, talking to them about what they're looking forward to and all this sort of stuff, and the generic questions and the exciting stuff. But when that comes through, you'll be seeing IGRA live with stablecoins on board, Caspathon live stablecoin on board. You'll see AI agents live on these layer 2s as well, I'm sure, and it's going to be a critical position. You're going to start seeing adoption come to Kaspa, albeit probably slowly, because right now the markets no one's paying attention to crypto. The only people right now who are coming into crypto is institutions, and I'm not guaranteeing right now that Kaspa is in the institutional lens. It has got eyes on it. Marathon Digital Holdings, Grayscale once looked at it. KRI are very deeply involved, so it's not like it hasn't got institutional adoption. You've got an ETP with Valor Funds as well, so you've got institutional eyes on Kaspa. But in respects of building on the protocol right now, I don't think we're there just yet. That will happen. I have no doubt it will, but I don't think we're there just yet. And my point of highlighting that is that right now, retail is not here. When the markets are down the way they are, everyone has left. Retail's not here yet. So these stablecoins coming on board are going to be huge. Also, it will make building easier on Kaspa, because then those who are builders who want to build businesses on top of the protocol can use the stablecoin, which is a more easier form of payment to use than Kaspa. It's more comfortable to use, and it also is more recognizable and more trustworthy as it stands right now. So stablecoins have many inherent benefits for increasing adoption for Kaspa. It will be a gradual thing, but it will be explosive once those catalysts flip and the market sentiment switches and the institutions take a closer, deeper dive into what they're looking into. There was something that I spoke about earlier. I'm going to very, very briefly show it because it's one of my institutional documents, stuff I tend to leak every now and then. I love talking about. This one here is a white paper from Acuity, and wanted to highlight this first part here, where this white paper here analyzes the results of a survey and series of interviews with senior executives at 61 firms operational in trading globally. Proprietary trading firms, hedge funds, asset managers, banking, trading. So it's important. It's with the world leaders. Just to clarify who we're looking at when we look at the document here. Of course, as you're in the VIP, you have full access to the document and all the links is available in there as well, and the rundown. But the one part I wanted to highlight here, at the very bottom, the conclusion. Looking ahead, the firms best positioned to compete will be those that treat market data infrastructure as a strategic capability rather than a background utility. As market conditions continue to evolve, success will depend on architectures that can adapt to higher volumes, sharper peaks, and greater complexity, all the while preserving performance when it matters most. This is ultimately a big green light confirmation of TradFi systems, Swift becoming obsolete, going into blockchain. But it's a bigger signal for me to Kaspa. Of course, I'm not name dropping Kaspa here. But what other architecture protocol in this space, in crypto, has got 100% uptime? Because there isn't one right now. XRP Ledger's gone down. Ethereum's gone down. Solana's gone down. Congestion and or just going down due to too much volume and it can't handle the load of it. The only time Kaspa had an issue was because of Casware. It wasn't a Kaspa layer 1 issue. It was because Casware and Casplex had a miscommunication of sorts. Kaspa, and especially since 10 BPS, there's been no issues of volume on Kaspa. And it's handled high volumes. We've seen 158 million transactions in a day on Kaspa. So for me, this is a very, very big indicator that this is what leading trading firms, leading institutional firms, banks, asset managers, hedge funds, what they're looking into, what we'll deem as the winners of the cycle and of 2026 is protocols that can fit this criteria, that can adapt to higher volumes. The Diagonite, literally, when that comes out, is something that scales with latency. That is adapting with volumes. So this is something that I, just nitpicking it out, but another one of my premium insights and institutional sources that I spoke about earlier in my executive roundtable in the VIP here, that just gives a breakdown on what leading funds are looking into. So while we are still in a position where Kaspa is at a very, very undervalued price of around 3 cents. And while we're thinking, oh, it's not going to take off, read the language. When markets are down and nothing's moving, instead of just complaining about it, do the research that coincides with what these institutions are looking into, what language they're using. And then you can correlate that to the projects that could be therefore in contention. The language you just saw there is crystal clear that for me, Kaspa has the architecture that fits their criteria. Whether they know about Kaspa or not is something else entirely. If they don't, they will soon. They will soon. If Nick Szabo can know about it, if Vitalik Buterin can know about it, if pretty much all crypto projects are derivatives and built on top of the protocols that Jonathan Tompolinski and Viv Zohar created, of the Ghost Stack, the Phantom, the Spectre, Kaspa is not by any means obsolete. It's just early. And if you've got KRI endorsing Kaspa as well, then it's going to get into institutional circles. Slowly but surely, and then it's going to be rapid. And you're not going to realize when it hits. But that for me is huge. Stablecoins are going to be a big impact on that as well. We also have other sources that came from S&P, I believe. S&P Global. We spoke about the inflection point for stablecoins this year. So when you see this is coming in just before a potential definitive turning point for stablecoins this year. So just in time, which also therefore could be very beneficial to Kaspa as well. So just as always, families, you want to be more ahead of the game, tuned in to what's happening in the market. So while the markets are boring, for one, we're still making gains through trading. We've made quite a lot of gains this week so far. The trades courtesy of Lambo and also Chartflow, our traders in the VIP. You could also level up your understanding of the markets and therefore better position yourself for what assets will take off and when to get involved here in the VIP. Join in right now, you can get 7-day free access, and also you can get up to a 1 month free trial by signing up through our affiliate exchange, BYDFI, which you can find information on how to do so and what steps to follow in our free server. So at the very least, free Discord server, links are down below in the description. But that's huge. That's very huge. Cashbacks have been cooking a lot as of late. If you go to Caspathon's page right now, not just the stablecoins on board that will be able to bridge to Ethereum and Binance. You have this here as well. Another project from another chain coming to Kaspa via Casplex. More are in the pipeline. For this specific one, as I didn't share anything yet, I just took a snapshot of their app. So we'll have to find out more in due time. But I'm sure an announcement will be made in due time. But it looks like here, Web3 AI. So this is also huge. You would have literally heard last week from Pavel the importance of AI. If you watched the last video I posted on my channel, you would have heard about the importance of artificial intelligence. If you were part of the VIP roundtable earlier, you would have heard about the importance of AI. People seem to still very much fade AI, don't tend to care too much about it, failing to realize that AI and crypto literally go hand in hand. They are basically a married couple at this point. Any benefit to AI is a benefit to crypto, because AI feasibly cannot handle and cannot run effectively on the current protocols and technology we have today. You need crypto tech to bring out the full capabilities of AI. You need Kaspa tech to level that up to the next level as well. So you look like Pavel already confirmed they've got AI agents testing on Igor right now, and they're trying to actually look to get more agents on board. You now seemingly got another element of AI coming on board as well, which is really, really cool. You get stablecoins coming on board, so both layer 2s are releasing their blockbuster updates at the same time. I always find it kind of funny, and I just to throw some potential, ruffle some feathers, if you will. I find it always quite entertaining that for some reason, for me, every time that IGRA is about to release something huge, Cashback seems to announce something at a very similar time. And I'm not saying that it's done as an undermined tactic by any means, not at all. I just find it quite entertaining to see that, Casplex for me was quite quiet for a long time. It's very hard for me to say this without sounding like I'm being negative on Casplex, so I'm not trying to be, but Casplex was very quiet for a very, very long time. Now, out of nowhere, they've been announcing update after update after update, just as IGRA are about to go live on their mainnet in about a month's time from now. But that's great. More competition. Let's see which one. I don't think it's a case of which one will win, but let's just see them have a healthy competition and help bolster the Kaspa ecosystem to bring more adoption into the network. That is ultimately what matters the most. Doesn't matter who wins. It's not a case of that. It's just, and you saw this earlier, the new strategic partnership as well for the Block SEC arena, BlockSec arena here as well, which is also pretty important. So it looks like, Casplex are cooking right now. Looking forward to hear more about them and maybe getting on the channel again to have another interview and breakdown from the eyes of the inner workings of Casplex as well. But this is great stuff to see, and more projects coming on board as well. And speaking of projects, the Caspathon, I believe, has just reached its conclusion. Or, yeah, I mean, the Caspathon finished yesterday, Feb 15th. So we're going to be seeing the I guess the decisions happening right now. So the submission period has now ended, so now it's up to the voting period right now, and you've got a total of 49 different builds. A total of almost 300 people joined. You had multiple teams that were formed, and a total of almost 50 projects were created. So we'll see which ones come out on top, but it's extremely cool stuff here. You've got apps like you can have a look through all of this stuff. I'm pretty sure Cody was one who put it in our free server. If you go to our free Discord server and sign up right now, of course no strings attached to the free server, and you go to the news channel, Cody put in the latest link this website here, which shows all of the apps that people have created. Kara here, I'm pretty sure she created a bunch. Kaspa Price, I think she made like 6 or 7 of them. I think only 2 of them were properly like admitted. But, you know, she made the Kaspa Price Watch, the Caspathon, which is a game, which I think is pretty cool. I think even just small little things like that, like Web3 games is really nice. And also gaming is a very, very good way to keep people on the platform. So think about some very like Solitaire, you know, your generic card games. You may not be for everybody, but like Solitaire, Golf with your friends, Snake.io, you know, all these like generic kind of phone games, but they get people really, really hooked for hours on end. So you've got these sort of stuff coming out here. You know, we're seeing some activity here as well. So we're going to be hearing a lot more coming as well, I'm sure. I know that Crypto Pumps is planning to do a lot more covering the content of this as well. I should be doing so as well. You've got Cas Flow, Casper Concert, Cas Mail, Cas Time. I haven't had a time to look through all of these right now, but it's just wanted to quickly show off all the building happening on Casper right now. You know, I think the Casper is in a very strong position. So much building, so much evidence of what's happening right now, coinciding with the release of Casplex and their major updates, and the IGRA about to come out as well. And then once IGRA goes live, once we have all these projects kind of up and running and IGRA goes live, all that sort of stuff, will be, if the timeline still stays strict into what it is, in the next 2 months after that, we'll have the new hard fork for Casper that will incorporate an MVP version of VPOGs, Covenants, you know, Silver Scream, ZK. ZK is massive and also helps bolster the capabilities of AI agents on Casper as well. So we are at a very critical point in crypto's inception and AI's inception in finance, and Casper is along for that ride, in my personal belief. Hence why I still remain very optimistic for this project and what is coming out. Price be down. Price is frustrating. Price has been frustrating for 2 years now, but I can analyze the whole market, see how the whole market has been very lackluster, very boring. All altcoins are down similar percentages. Casper right now is down about 86%, give or take, from all-time highs. If I was to draw it out right now, you'd be able to see 86%, 85%. You can look at pretty much every project in this space, be it proof of stake, whatever it may be, and they're all down similar prices. Even your big caps, your Solana, for example, currently at $84. Solana, even then, from all-time highs, are down about 50, 60%, 70%. So, once more, while it's not as much as Casper, that's a big cap. And when you compare to the other altcoins, be it your AVAX is down 90%, your Quant's down 90%, your AI agents or your AI assets like TAO, which I'm, you know, very optimistic on when they do end up performing. It's just a matter of being patient for when the markets return, when that liquidity returns, which right now it's not. Right now it's in your safe havens. Right now the market's not ready for it just yet because there's still so much uncertainty still. But that's fine. Take this opportunity to keep doing your research, keep remaining patient and vigilant, and look out for entry zones. Could we go lower? Possibly. And that would be the time you want to accumulate, ideally. And welcome back, Greg, my man, who's doing very, very well. Welcome back, LB, as well. Bitcoin OGs are holding to ape into Casper. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that there are increasingly now more and more, because I've been seeing it more recently now as well. Those who were, I saw a video that I'm pretty sure you linked earlier, Crypto, and I didn't have the chance to watch it because I've been so busy today. But I saw you added me in the Discord community with a video from Mindset, one that was a Casper video, which just trying to find it. Where is it? The video from Mindset saying, yeah, why Caspa is legendary. Now, I've not looked at the video at all, but I'm assuming if you linked it to me, it probably means that Caspa is legendary and it's really good news, because I know you're very much bullish and optimistic on Caspa, but Mindset is someone who has been very bearish on Caspa price for a long time, and it's within reason to be so. And it's a case that it has been bad, but there is no doubt that Caspa as an asset, and also now that level it's at with price-wise, it is legendary and has got a lot of people very optimistic about it. People have been bearish on Caspa for the last 2 years because of how bad the price has been going down. But we're at a point now where you can only ask how much lower can it go before it does take off, because it is architecture that has all the language that institutions are talking about. When you look at what the people are talking about, as I go through my Twitter right now and just find one or two of my institutional documentations, all the documentation, all their language just very much points to stuff that Caspa is building, or that Caspa is that solves the solution for. For example, in respects of the AI agent we were talking about, where Igor said that they can have those on their platform right now. Dow Jones, I posted this. This is a document from Dow Jones, Jan 16th, 2026, so exactly 1 month ago. This whole article here is the 3 factors that matter the most for investors in AI, crypto, and tech stocks. The whole link to that is available in my Discord community, in my VIP, so you can go check that out there. But it talks about these elements here, what's important. You can also find this post on my Twitter as well. In 2026, the winners won't be companies with the best product demos or highest valuations. Instead, they will boast sustainable economics, regulatory compliance, and balance sheet strong enough to survive their stress tests ahead. That's important. We know very much so that when it comes to sustainable economics, Caspa's proof of work architecture is very much under that element of sustainable economics. Regulatory compliance, Caspa is decentralized, and it also bridges regulatory hurdles because of its decentralized nature. That's what KRI and Warp Core's all about. And a balance sheet strong enough to survive stress ahead, well, that also comes down to its emission schedule. And then this part here. The 2026 opportunity lies in identifying companies that at the intersection, platform providers, build multi-use infrastructure compliance technology serving both AI and tokenization. What's Caspa building right now? And financial infrastructure enabling settlement across traditional and digital assets. The AI hype of 2023 or 2021's crypto speculation won't repeat in 2026. Market demand accountability, proof, evidence, and demonstration that crypto serves real economic needs. This is exactly what Caspa is building right now. While they're not talking about Caspa, the language there very much correlates to what Caspa is building, because some of this stuff doesn't correlate to other assets. Some of them do. You could argue, you look at that, you think, okay, maybe Canton fits in that bracket. Maybe. When it comes to talking about financial institutions utilizing the project, seeing it talks about privacy elements. It does mention privacy in this document at some point as well. Canton has an element in it. When it talks about AI, like other infrastructure, they do have AI elements to it. But for me, the only one that fully fits all the criteria that these institutes are demanding for is Caspa, from my research so far. Of course, AI agents, I think, are also going to do very, very well because they are categorized and built around this incoming trend. TAO, of course, is the big one. TAO's coming up 4%. I think they'll do a lot better when the markets have that AI euphoric run that happens later this year. Right now, TAO's rallying because it finally got listed on Upbit, which is the largest exchange, almost dominant exchange in South Korea. You go on CMC right now, go to exchanges. You can see Upbit is currently up here, number 3. 1.3 billion 24-hour trading volume with 1.8 million weekly visits. Not even capital on Upbit just yet. It's one of the biggest exchanges in crypto. Very, very big exchange. And they're now on Upbit. TAO's on Upbit right now. That's why you saw TAO soar up 15% today before obviously making a kind of a pullback right now to where it's only up 4%. But you can even go to a smaller time frame and see where that rally and that FOMO came in around the announcement. Happened earlier this morning. It jumped up very, very quickly in the span of 1 hour. In 1 hour, it rose up that much, and then it started coming back down. But either way, TAO's looking very strong right now. This whole article here from Freeman that also talks about why TAO is probably one of the best trades of our lifetime. Stuff that's mentioned in this document is stuff that I have also said in similar elements in my VIP, where I have a whole deep dive on the project, their partnerships, the potential concerns around Bittensor, The tokenomics, which are also very important to note, is a 4-year halving like Bitcoin, follows the Bitcoin model. Last halving was in December 2025. December 2025, just gone, was the last halving we saw for TAO. But that also does make it deflationary. It also means that as the AI demand and hype continues to rally more and more, which it's most definitely going to, if every 4 years TAO cuts their amount they're releasing their supply, the demand's going to continue rallying, supply's going to get cut in half, ultimately leading to a supply shock and a massive rally in value. There's a big reason for why you should be in TAO, or why you should be looking at TAO, in my belief. It's why I'm bullish on the project. Stuff like Render also is in a very, very strong spot on my heart because of what that model is and the benefit they provide that institutions just are going to end up requiring, because they can't all be spending X amount of ridiculous capital buying these chips off Nvidia when there's only going to be a finite supply. It's going to get so expensive, not going to be worth the money at one point. With Render, you can rent the idle GPU power. You can end up utilizing that as opposed to buying a full system yourself and spending ridiculous amount of money. So that's also why I'm bullish on Render. Virtual, similar thing as well. Once more, you can find all the information about that, even the entries and everything else about that I'm looking into. And you can ask questions about all that sort of stuff, all in the VIP, which the links to join are down below in the description. Now, to get some other quick posts, we saw this post here, which could be a call for concern. Maybe a sign of what's to come later on, but apparently the US employment figures saw a massive 1 million plus downward correction. So the announcements that was made in 2025 regarding the job data was actually 1 million fewer. So the reports that came out were completely incorrect and wrong, which is not good for them to be lying about the reports like that. So it does. The reason why that's bad is for the fact that it means that future reports, like the recent job report we got, which was very, very good, it makes you question whether that was real or not now. Be it as it may, you haven't seen too much of a reaction from the market off the back of this. It's just something to keep in mind as we are continuing through 2026, that if we get more evidence like that, more potential recessionary concerns, that could cause an inverse reaction in the market. And then we also got this final post here before we get into the questions as well, or any further questions you have for me. An update from Elena Terret regarding the stablecoin standoff, where crypto and banks are just not really negotiating right now, despite the hope that we would be negotiating. It looks like there's been in a deadlock as well. 3 weeks into February, and the belief that the White House wants this period in this negotiation to end before the new month. The clock is ticking towards the White House end of month deadline for crypto and banking industries to agree on a stablecoin yield issue. That's currently the main issue right now with the Clarity Act. It looks like everything else they are currently in agreement with, but you have been seeing now the stablecoin yield being an issue, and also there have been concerns risen regarding the Genius bill that's already been passed through, the stablecoin bill. Ultimately, banks don't want, be it fintechs or paytechs or anyone, to be able to generate yields on their stablecoins, on their rewards. They want to be doing it themselves to continue monopolizing that, which is not ideal. And you're seeing a butting of heads between mainly Coinbase leading this rebuttal, but ultimately just fintech are not happy about the idea that banks want to continue monopolizing and kind of just lynching all this capital off from people. Considering they were late as well, because truth be told, crypto already got the advantage in that aspect as well. Last Tuesday, the gathering of the White House between senior policy staffs from banks and crypto firms, plus trade group representatives, ended without a deal after the bank reps circulated a one-page document entitled Yield and Interest Probation Principles, stating that any yield or reward tied to stablecoins should be prohibited. So it is not the best to see us right now. The idea of what's next. Patrick Witt, the White House Crypto Council Executive Director, told Yahoo Finance on Friday that another meeting could take place as soon as next week, or this week now, but did not indicate a day, which means the House and Senate are both out of recess for the President Day holidays happening today right now, while also you're not seeing the markets move too much today because the markets are closed, but they'll be open again tomorrow. It's unclear whether the deal between them can be reached by the end of the month, but the issue is one of the key hurdles left to clear before the Senate Banking Committee reschedules the committee vote to send the Clarity Act to the full Senate. One thing we need to keep very close in mind is that this regulatory bill is a key catalyst for the market to boom. Retail will come when they go. And frankly, at this point, retail that's still here know the future of this space. The rest of retail will come when it's too late and institutions have already put all their capital in. Those of us who are still here, we know what's about to happen, so we're preparing for it. Those who are in my VIP are also preparing with a lot more evidence and institutional research to support our thesis and get us more accurate to the timings and the assets in question that are going to do well. But of course, you can find out more about that in the links down below. But we are at a position right now where retail are going to end up being quite late, because when the Clarity Act is passed through, you'll start seeing institutions having that clarity, the kind of green light, if you will, to open the floodgates to start getting into crypto. You'll see a lot more ETFs filed. We haven't seen many ETFs filed for a while now. We had a whole massive release nearing the end of 2025, and now it's gone to a massive standstill because it's not the focus right now. You'll see so many ETF filings. You've got some for AVAX, some for Solana that's still in question, some for XRP that's still in question. Bittensor TAO's got one in Grayscale. You've got many assets. I think Render's got one as well. You've got assets that will end up getting their ETF. You'll get a lot more institutional liquidity once this bill is passed. The belief is it's going to be summer this year. That's the hope. But ultimately, have to wait and see, because the midterms could also delay that as well. Once this bill passes, though, it's going to be huge. And the fact it's a stablecoin bill, the fact that it's also timing nicely with the fact that you're getting stablecoins on Kaspa through Caspathon through IGRA in the next few weeks for Caspathon, in the next few months for IGRA, is very, very big. We'll get AI agents on board as well. Kaspa is going to be leveling up significantly, giving a lot more opportunity to builders to build on board, to bring more liquidity back in ahead of VPROX. And then VPROX will level that up another level as well once they are fully released, which probably also takes some time. You'll get MVP in the summer, and then a full release we're hoping for the end of the year. We'll have to wait and see, of course. Leverage trading is a mug's game. I mean, leverage trading is risky. I've been doing it in my VIP, and we have been very, very successful. We are currently boasting quite an impressive, I think 85% success rate. I believe that's what we're currently got. I'm just looking through what we posted in our community earlier. Yeah, 85% success rate right now on our trades on leverage. We've made more than we've lost. So leverage trading is definitely high risk, but as long as you are doing it so at your own discretion, of course, but so doing so at your with the right parameters in play. Stop losses are very, very important. Not overexposing yourself and putting too much capital in is also an important element, unless you want to take that risk. Those are things that you could do to help lower the risk while still making big gains. You can learn more about that as well and take part in the trades, all about that in the VIP as well. Good evening, Greza, my man. You're doing very, very well, brother. Hopefully stays like this through summer and I'll be well. Me and you, I hope so as well, Rizzy, honestly. I really, really do. And if Tony says, I completely agree with you. Y'all don't hit that like button, I swear down. Yeah, if you can hit the like button, I really appreciate it. It helps me out more than you know. Spread the awareness about the channel and all about Kaspa as well. I work about one, my man, who's doing very, very well. Always nice to wake up to some big Kaspa news indeed. Big news indeed. Loading up in soon as you should. When will stablecoins on layer 1 be possible with VPROX? VPROX will probably be a key element to get stablecoins on the layer 1. The question of when is really anybody's guess, because there's an argument to be made about how if you bring stablecoins on the layer 1 and you put too much pressure on the layer 1, it could end up congesting it. Whereas having a layer 2 as a kind of intermediary could help that, as long as it doesn't fragment the network too badly. That's an argument I've been hearing recently as well. VPROX is going to probably be a key element to get stablecoins natively on board, but at the same time, you're not going to necessarily want to pay the ridiculous fees to get these stablecoins on board on the layer 1, or there's also not enough proof of concept for these stablecoin issuers to want to willingly list on these protocols. So stablecoin layer 1, we haven't got a timeline on that just yet, but I'm sure you'll hear some updates about that in due time. Just keep stacking. I agree, Dream. Keep going with it, brother. Wallet 1 bagged another 4.3 mil Kaspa coin today. Let's have a quick look at that as well, actually. If you go to Kaspa stream, you can see Wallet 1 in action again, who continue to stack more and more. They're probably near 5% now. Yeah, all close to 5% total supply. 4.3 million today. Have a quick look. We can see it came from Gates this time round. So we're seeing some stacking happening again. We saw 19 million coming from BitGet almost a week ago as well now. So we're seeing Wallet 1 still staying relatively consistent in stacking of their Kaspa. They currently have, there was a chart we saw. I can't remember who showed the chart. I think it was Kryptoni. Showed that their current averaging Kaspa is like, I think around 10 cents. So they're down massively on their holding it. They're still stacking it. So whoever that is has a lot of conviction in the project. Do Bitcoin against Kaspa? Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? We can see here Kaspa with the Bitcoin right now. Of course, it is down quite a bit. But if we go into the smaller time frame, we can see that right now Kaspa is starting to outperform Bitcoin. It has been doing so pretty much the beginning of all of February so far. Kaspa's up against Bitcoin about 16%, which is reassuring to see. Will we see Kaspa outperform Bitcoin? Get back to the levels we saw way back here? I still think we can. The question of when is the question. You know, the ultimate question when it's going to happen. But I think we'll see it. I don't know why I'm not getting your notifications. It's very irritating. I don't know either why. Indigenous. I apologize you're not getting it. YouTube can be very, very funny like that. But just for reference then, if you're in the free Discord server, there's a channel called Stream Schedule here. And it tells you all the times that I plan to be going live. So I should be always going live on Mondays in and around this time. Of course, in UK time, that's 7 p.m. But if you see this in Discord, like Discord have a unique feature where you could type in a certain command. As you can see, well, you can't see it actually because it's being weird. But it's a unique function that basically it dedicates it to your time zone. So for me, it's 7 p.m. But for someone else who sees that, it might say 2 p.m. But I've got a stream schedule in my Discord community so you can see the times that I plan to be going live every day. And that means if I'm not going live, you'll see an announcement come in this channel here. That way you know if I'm going live when I'm going live. So when YouTube does not notify you for whatever reason, you'll still be informed on the times I should be going live. That way you can still stay up to date and connected and aware when the content's coming out. Videos will just come out when they come out. I'll try to post them as frequently as I can and post updates on YouTube and Twitter and on Discord as well. Welcome back, Double Demon Man. Been very, very well. Pending time for Kaspa, but soon, 2 to 3 months. 2 to 3 months, yeah, I mean, I think 2 to 3 months, you're looking at around May time, new fair share coming in. You could start seeing some volatility, but the thing is, I think 2 to 3 months is not a bad shout when you might start seeing some potential recoveries happening. The question is just where will the market be by then? If Bitcoin's still hovering around this value right now, then cool, fine. If Bitcoin's come down to the 50k value, which is not impossible, then it might be a longer recovery. If Bitcoin managed to regain above 78k, which is something that we talked about in our VIP, then the recovery potential or the potential, if I want to say, if Bitcoin makes it above 78k and trading above there for a week or so, I would like to believe that this was hopefully the bottom. Unless we see a black swan, that will be the bottom of 60k Bitcoin, which would very much coincide to what we saw last cycle. 55% correction before you see that massive blow off top. TAO, creator, bid, agent, TAO, creator, bid, agent, IA. I'm guessing that's a slight mistype in regards to AI. I mean, in respects of AI agents doing or AI assets doing well, and I think TAO is definitely a front runner in that. If you go on to CMC and you go to categories, you go to AI, AI and Bittensor is quite comfortably the number one there. 2 billion market cap right there. TAO is going to be a very, very big runner in my belief. Very, very big runner. Time is right. And those assets that have AI capabilities are also going to be in very, very good positions as well. That's why I'm happy that Kaspa's still. I didn't know Kaspa was actually doing this. I figured it would happen. I heard a lot of talk about it, but actually seeing it now, Casplex and Igor saying we've got AI agents on board, we're doing it. It's like fantastic, huge. We needed that. And yeah, that's also very true. Like actually, if I go back to it, you can see you can go back to Caspathon here. You can see it doesn't go back to when the cycle started. It goes back to here, which this is March 2024, which is round nearing Caspa's peak. So if it went to the beginning, you know, Caspa would have started like down here. It should be massively up. It doesn't go back far enough, unfortunately. But it's fine. How about Discord? How about Discord about to require KYC to use it, and it's going to be giving data to Planeteer? Yeah. I saw that. I think if you're referring to the digital ID that Discord's doing, upon further research, it's meant to be for adult content. So the communities out there that are very much into, I guess, Guna material, those would want to get restrictions. So our community should be fine because it's more educational content than perceived as adult content, not safe for work content. So our community should be fine. And even then, something that was announced for better or for worse is that it's not a case of where everyone will be getting digital ID'd and forced to ID themselves. Discord will be able to tell based on your profile you already submitted to Discord whether you are of age or not. So if you're not of age, they'll require further verification to see you are that age. If otherwise, then you should be fine. But I have made the announcement about it in my community already that I have made preparations to start to make migration to Telegram in the chance that Discord does do that. But who knows, right? Blah, 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 can Jess, Kaspa, blah, 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 do it first? Yes. I'm trying to think. What's this in reference to? Is it in reference to, in reference to something I was talking about earlier in aspects of, in aspect of the document, the VIP document I probably showed earlier about they need to find something that's going to be able to scale properly, and Kaspa, of course, has not been congested, I imagine. I mean, yeah, we'll see what comes through, of course. Right now, I think there are a number of chains that have already been kind of picked as winners, if you will, by these institutions, but they're being utilized on a not even mass adoption scale yet, and they're already encountering issues. Just because they've been picked as winners right now doesn't mean they are going to be the winners. If they can't handle it, they're not going to be used. I saw a document earlier from 21 Shares. We spoke about banks like Santander, Bank of America, SBR Holdings using XRP in the XRP ledger because they were either wanted to use it or given tokens to use and test the XRP. So right now, it looks like XRP is the front runner for those projects. But the fact of the matter being is, if something better comes out, they're not going to use XRP. I do very much think that Kaspa can make a big impact in that space when that time is right. You're very welcome, Indigenous. Hopefully that helps, and you can stay up to date with that as well. But yes, with that being said, family, that does now conclude today's Kaspa crypto live stream. I apologize again for my consistent behavior of being muted at the beginning of the stream. Maybe one day I'll get it right. But otherwise, if you enjoy the content today, please feel free to leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Tomorrow is going to be our blockchain banter show with myself and Crypto Pumps, where we're going to be having on board with Zealous Swaps, aka Louis, and also Cascade, aka Jack. So you'll be hearing about the DeFi elements that are coming to Kaspa, both of them on board with Casplex, and I also believe Igro as well. So I'll be hearing about what they're building, the stuff that's going to be available to us very, very soon, and ultimately interesting applications that you get in general DeFi that we'll have on Kaspa in the next few months, or even a few weeks from now, which is very exciting stuff. So that'll be tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. And we'll have some other big guests, continue to get big guests on board the show as we continue going through this 2026 year. And we'll have some more of this coming out soon. I plan to make a video tomorrow. I'm not sure on what yet, but stay tuned for that. With that being said, family, if you want to find out more about crypto, Check out the free Discord server if you want to be even more locked in with institutional sources, private live streams, trade alerts, and much, much more. Check out the VIP 7-day free trial. Links are down below in the description. Have a great day, good evening, and good night. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you